Right, we are back. We've only, what is it now, 1 week left to the Aussie Invitational. We got to get some shit done on this car. Well, both these cars. Well, 2 weeks to go. 1 week when you guys see this video. But we need to get into it. I've had a few parcels arrive. So we've had this little bugger arrive for the centre of that car. A gear knob. Nothing too special, just a black G-ready thing. A replacement centre cap. Because, hey, drove to work the other night. Well, a week or so ago. Lost the centre cap off that wheel. This one's missing one clip, but at least I've got another one. So I'll get that one chucked in there. But really, the big thing to do right now, I've got these standard 33 wheels on here. They need to come off. Get the CSTs back on. Lower the car down a bit. Because, hey, I don't want to drive the car when it looks like this. And now it's as good as road legal. I'll get the plates probably tomorrow. Put them on it. I want to have it ready to go. So, let's get this thing slammed on the CSTs again. Which means moving the RX-7 out. So hopefully that starts up first pop. Been a week or so since it's been running. Well, probably a little bit longer now. So hopefully it starts. Really can't fault that, but he starts up first pop, no effort at all. Starts better than this bloody car does on the old Platinum Sport. Wow, this makes me happy again. So much better seeing it back on the ground. CSTs lowered a bit more as it was, but onto the interior. We got that DIN pocket, just bought a brand new one, easier. Doesn't fit up 100% because of the radio position, but she's pretty bloody good. Actually, can't beat it really. It's pretty much smooth on the bottom, not that you can see that there. And the gear knob, got a G-ready black knob, a little bit off the boot at the bottom, but that's wound as low as it can. This is terrible lighting, sorry about that, working off a bloody torch. Try and get it a little bit better. I'll try and get a better photo, better video tomorrow in the daylight or whenever I'm on it next. And we'll start going over what the plans are for this 13 soon as well. Jesus, doesn't it look good. I'm happy as with this car. Honestly, the wheels could change. They're one of those variables. But even the interior, I'm pretty happy. Steering wheel, not 100% sold on just because of the riding, but I like the size. Happy as with the gear knob. Fire extinguisher position, not so happy with, but at the moment they can stay. But, talking to Troy the other day, he goes, chuck the car on the dyno if you want, tune it. All you got to make sure is you got a wideband. So, ordered a whole heap of haltech stuff. That way I'm ready for the future, and I got a wideband. So I got the wideband, I got a PD16, Elite 1500, and an IC7 dash. Probably chuck the dash in soon as well, but for now, I want to see if I can get the bloody wideband in. I've got the old, what is it, IQ3 loom here. Pulled a bit apart, got the pin out for there. Got the wiring pulled in the middle here, that way I can join it back together afterwards. Bit bloody messy, 5 wires, so just got to work out what pins they go to. And yeah, make myself a little sub harness, that way I can hook the wideband up. There's already a fitting in the exhaust, so I can just screw it straight in. There's no grommet in the firewall, so it's easy as to go through for the loom. Get it in there. Hopefully it's just that easy. The joy of old Platinum Sports. Hard enough to find the wiring diagram for them. You got to dive deep into the haltech archives. Should be good to get all this stuff in. The wiring is halfway there. I'm going to regret fully taping that when I have to fix this up when I sell the loom. But for now, this can go in. I just have to connect power and earth, which I will steal off the factory harness. I'll just splice into those two. Should be easy enough. Well, here's hoping. Never know. Might just give this to the next owner as well if they want it. Join it into the dash loom, make a nice little connected bit up for them. That way they can have a wideband for this setup as well. But yeah. Find another pin out to get her in there. How's this for testing before I get the wideband in here? Just making sure she's actually got power. So everything's hooked up. CAN through that side, power and earth through the original wiring. And yeah, we got the dash plugged in. Don't know if it'll actually show information, but she should power up. Let's see, let's get this blade key in there. See how we go. There we are. She's powering up. Will she show information? I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Oh, nothing. Nah. She's not configured. I was hoping it would be just straight away, but you can see there everything is just at the absolute limits. So the dash can get unplugged. I'm actually waiting for a Mako surround. That way I can put it in properly over there, because my fuel gauge is terrible. There she goes. She's plugged in. Not configured yet. Still have to plug the laptop in, make sure everything's good. And this side, it is in through the hole without a grommet. The old one's out. Couldn't get my little wrench onto it, so I just cut it and used a socket. Sometimes if something's going in the bin, who cares? Just get her out the easiest way possible. So let's configure that. Not much to show there really. Just means I've got control of, well, not control, I've just got a visualization of what's actually happening with the fueling. Because at the moment it's bloody all over the place, I reckon. And hopefully get it on the dyno soon. See what power it's actually making, see if we can get any more out of it with this platinum. You wouldn't believe it. A little bit of bloody knowledge. So now I know where the wideband's sitting, what air fuel ratio I've got, and I managed to get it to actually hold an idle when I give it a rev. Beforehand it would rev up and it would die. Noisy bloody solid head. But yeah, now if I rev it, it should stay alive. Before that would have killed it. You can see it still drops off. The idle control mode is working its bloody arse off. Just pulls it back up, but yeah, it's alright. I can drive it like that. I don't have to bloody 2-foot it at coming up to an intersection. That's good enough for me. Let's load some shit up. Day or so later, and it only makes sense that we chuck this bloody dash in the car. Just get out of the box. A few stickers like always. I've already had bits of it out. Obviously I tested to make sure it worked in this car. Made sure my wiring was good, but yeah, got the dash. Pretty easy. We're just going to plug it in both sides, and then got a little bit of wiring to do. Back of this plug we're going to chuck the indicators, the high beam, the low beam, and probably the fuel gauge as well, because that's a pretty big one I'm missing at the moment. But and the speedo, which will get a GPS speedo. So yeah, what is that? 6-7 wires. Easy enough in the back of there. Simple. Plug in. Boom. She'll work. And then so it's in position in the back of the car. We got this Mako Motorsport surround. They supply a resistor. That's for the alternator. I'll chuck a bulb in there. Just prefer the bulb, that way I can make sure it is working properly as it should. And it's just as simple as putting a resistor. I don't know, I don't really like using a resistor for this job. And a sticker to give to Daniel. But yeah, we'll get this out. Chuck the dash in there. Bolt it all up and start wiring, which means you're pulling some shit out from inside the car. I'm going to work inside the garage as it is actually night at the moment. Leave the door down, just go in and out, grab some electrical supplies from out in the car and get some shit done. Get this dash in. Hopefully it only takes me an hour or so. See the results and then we can take this thing for a drive. Oh, that's something else I need to sort. The front caster. So at the moment we got 3 fingers at the front roughly there. We're assuming everything sits where it needs to. This side, 2 fingers. So I'm going to, so the one that's further forward is right. This other one, I'm going to bring it a little bit further forward as well. Hopefully that stops the car pulling one way a little bit, especially under brakes. It's pretty terrible. Honestly, the car feels like a bit of a death trap with the wheel alignment. So any small thing I can do to make it better will be nice. I knew this was going to be a worry. On Mako's site they warned the dash sat pretty low and you might need to trim a couple of bolts. So find out if we actually have to trim anything, because all the wires are joined. She's looking like spaghetti at the moment. It's all just bloody crimped and heat shrink, but you probably can't see that in the darkness. Everything's there. CAN power sitting up the top, GPS signal wires up there. Even got the alternator light wired in. What do we got to trim? Ooh, not sure. Hopefully nothing. Just going to hopefully slide it in. We'll find out soon. But before I can do that, I need to tidy up all these wires. So a bit of tape, bit of cloth tape over the top, some cable ties on these long ones that I'm not going to cut down or anything. So just get it all tidy and behind there. That way, once I do try and fit it, if it's perfect, I've got everything plugged in and I don't have to pull it back out again. The aim is one time fit and that's it. No test fitting here. It went from going pretty bloody smooth to not shit hitting the fan, but just not good. This alternator globe has power going to one side, correct. This side here, white with a red trace. That should go right through to the alternator, but it doesn't. Not sure from the front to there whereabouts the break is, but we don't get full connection. And I'm not sure how it was charging before because it's not charging now. So I'm going to backtrace off the alternator plug up to here, put the globe in here, put 12 volt to it, make sure she's charging, and that's my solution for tonight. End of the day, this wiring's all going to get fixed up later on. So whatever I do now is just a temporary fix, and the easier, tidier, safer now, the better. So let's put something in here. Oh yay, joy of wiring gremlins. I know why a lot of people don't touch wiring. What a fix. Sorry, working off torchlight, she is dark. Got my charge light there, off a ignition wire to the bloody white with a red trace, the one that should be in the car. So when we turn the car on, here's hoping the light turns on first. Yep, light is on. Now let's hope the car actually starts. And lights off, the car's charging. If I grab this multi, which is jammed down there badly, go to the battery. So now, apart from fuming myself out, we made it down the back, got the negative sitting in there, positives here. We should see, there we are, 14.3, which is going down now obviously because the car just died. But we got charge. So the dash can go in. Seems like a hell of a dilemma to stop me doing something else. I don't know if the car was charging properly before, I assume it was. But yeah, we've got a bit of tidy up to go down here. Bloody hell. What a night. That alternator bloody bulb really killed me. Just having to sort it out. But we've got it done. Sorted out the caster while I was at it. They're both even now. And the dash is in. How good does that look? Still not a big fan of the haltech buttons. Hopefully they do something good with the next update. Let's power this up. Here we are. I actually copied the setup from the RX-7, so it's just the same dash, just with a couple of different things. There she is. The fuel level well off at the moment, and I just can't be stuff fixing it. Hopefully it all reads good here. Moment of truth. I haven't actually looked properly. I've done all this time setting it up, and I haven't done any checks. Well, the fuel level's all over the show. It's reading backwards nearly. But we'll sort that one out later. And the idle's junk. Figured why not, we needed to get pizzas, so we put Domo in the driver's seat. Scary. Yeah, let's see what he thinks of this bloody nightmare.
Off again.
Yeah, probably still. Good to get someone else's opinion on it.
Yeah, this is a lot of car.
It's a lot of car, but not much car. You got it. Oh, my God. It's not fast.
It's fun though.
Yeah. It's alright, eh?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
It's enough.
Yeah. It just needs a bit of a tune up and the clutch sorted.
Yeah.
Well guys, this is a bit of a nervous drive home. The clutch is starting to die. Shouldn't do this, but and you can see there the revs jump up when I touch it. Yep, clutch is on the end of its life. Hoping I can just adjust the pedal down because it's super bloody high. and ridiculous to drive at the moment. If I can do that, I'll be happy. Otherwise I'm up for a new clutch in the Silvia already. Bit shit house, but it is what it is. That's cars. Hopefully I can just adjust that pedal. Alright, I've adjusted the clutch. It's about halfway, free play now. Let's see how we go with a bit of testing. Hopefully well. I don't have a suction cup with me, so it's pure handheld camera. It was slipping under that light of torque before. Oh, that was a bad takeoff. Nearly headbutted the camera. Should be able to tell pretty easy. Got to make sure I don't rest my foot on the clutch either. Oh, let's hope this goes smooth. I hope that fixed it enough to make it last a little while. I still accept I'm going to have to buy a new bloody clutch. So there we go. Oh, it seems like it's slipping. We're in third under light load. Yeah, it's slipping. That's not good. Time to order a clutch. God's sake. I'll limp this through till the LZ festival next weekend. The car's on display on the Saturday. And then sort the clutch out after it. At least it doesn't need anything too special, just a 5-6 pack sort of thing. Never know, might do one this week. See what happens, I guess. Just like everything else with cars, it's escalated again. The car's about to get jacked up. We've got a new clutch. Gotta open this bad boy. See what's in it. Grab a knife. Managed to put a post up on Facebook last night. Gerald had a brand new twin plate sitting there for Ronnie's car they weren't going to use, so I bought that off him. How is it in there? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this with one hand. Let's just rip half the box open. It's got a side over sleeve. And there we are. The real box. Oof, everything we need. Throw out bearing. We've got to put the bearing on it. All the flywheel bolts. The clutch. A sticker. Input shaft. Got a few of those. New spigot. Perfect. And a lot of bloody clutch bolts. Well, flywheel bolt. Pressure plate bolts. That's the ones. A lot of pressure plate bolts to do up. That's okay. Get the old gearbox out. Shouldn't take too long. Drain the fluid. Just cleaned up a container because I think it's going to have bloody red line oil in it, and I'll reuse it if it's still good. And yeah, swap out the clutch. Not a very big job, just time consuming heavy bloody thing. If today was a game of how many times can you bump your head or smack your head, I would have won. As soon as I went under the car, I'm trying to look in the bloody front screen if I've got a bump on my head. As soon as I went under the car, I sneezed and straight up into the chassis rail. God damn, it hurt. And then it seemed whenever I moved, I bloody hit my head. But the box is out, taped it up so the bloody all the Smurfs piss doesn't get out. And we got the clutch out and she's cooked. Ended up being a XCD, I guess you call them a super single. Not a bad looking clutch. Wow, if it's new it's not bad. But yeah, she's looking like she's seen some heat. You see it's pretty much ready for the friction plates to disappear. Same, a lot of wear marks here and a lot of heat on the back of the flywheel. Flywheel that actually belongs to this clutch. So lucky I ended up going a twin plate with its own flywheel. So we've got that bugger to go in now. Should be fun. Just got to give everything a bit of a clean up. And then, I'm not even going to get under the car. Got to smack the tunnel with a hammer so the box will fit back in. Because it's a bit of a bastard to get out. Actually ended up, when it fell out, fell perfectly onto my hand that was sitting on the, like, between it and the jack. So goddamn that hurt. But, got there. End of the day, it doesn't matter if you get the box out and get the job done, right? But yeah, get this thing in. Not much to show, just got a bloody clutch to put in. Done this a couple of times already on this channel. Seems every car I'm either pulling the box out for some reason, pulling the clutch out. I don't know. Seems I like to break stuff. She is in there. Oh, as I crawl back under the bloody car. How good does it look in place? Extreme twin plate, 230mm. If you're going to get the 200 or 230mm twin plate, you're debating between the two, always go the 230. This one's the organic plate. I've had pretty good experience with the ceramic as well. I've also cooked one, but that was because the car was making far too much power for what the clutch should have. We'll pull the little dick out. Whole time I've been doing these bolts, I've been checking the dick as well, making sure it slides in and out. Oh, that won't do it now I'm filming it. Good bit of stage fright. It's still a bit tight, being the 2 plates. I do like the clutches that have the floating centre. They just make putting them in the gearbox in easier. But yeah, that works. Get back out from under the car. I did replace the spigot bush as well. This bugger, see it's covered in bread and grease. I tried grease first. I've never had any luck with grease, and again today, no luck. Probably didn't need to replace the bush. It was alright in the car. But yeah, put some bread in there, got it out. Worked well. But yeah, I guess have some smoko, get this bloody box in and test it. About to chuck out the old clutch setup. Wow, chuck the rest into our scrap metal already. But looking at this, how skinny it is. I'm curious how it measures up. Chuck it down on the bench and grab the verniers. Just go for any of them. 3.39. 3.21. No idea what it's meant to be. If someone wants to tell me in the comments, it's a XCD hyper single or super single, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, about 3.2 to 3.5 at a rough measure. She's scrap. Oh well, I can chuck that out into the scrap metal pile. Hopefully the new one lasts a lot longer. I mean, I think I did three, maybe 4 drives with this clutch in my ownership, which isn't ideal. Into the scrap metal pile. Oh yeah, an expensive clutch in the bin. Wow. New one's more expensive for me. I didn't have to buy the last one, luckily. Oh, far out. That was a bit of an ordeal. Getting it back in, kind of just wrestled it in, had it on the jack, but ended up just lifting it most of the way. But she's in there. It's good. She's got oil. Should we be good? I mean, I should probably test it while it's up in the air. Let's do it. Seems simpler. Before I put all that effort into putting it on the ground, let's make sure she's good. Oh, slide the seat forward. Seat's not quite in the right spot, but that'll do. She starts, that's a good start. Clutch, should get a bit of a rattle this time. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but she's rattly. It's good. It's good halfway down the pedal where I want it. So a lot of free play. First gear, good clunk. Man, it clunks around up on axle stands, but that's good. Yep. Hey, works how a clutch should. Well, as much as I can test on axle stands. Time to put it on the ground, take it for a drive around the block. So far so good, we're moving. I mean, that's a good sign, isn't it? Do a clutch swap and actually be able to drive the car afterwards. Now let's get the car up to temp so we can see if it holds power. Didn't bring a suction mount. Just gonna wing it with the handheld bloody doohickey. But yeah, 4th gear, cruising along. She's happy as. Before she'd be slipping under this much power. So now it's good. I'm happy. Or wow, so far I'm happy. It's a little bit more aggressive to take off, but hey, that's alright. Especially with the bloody lack of idle control this car's got. But yeah, so far so good. Hopefully she holds power now. Alright, out in the 100k area, just drop back down to 3rd. That way we can load it up a bit. Before this would slip. Let's see, I'm not going to be able to change gears, I've only got one hand. So let's see. Oh, that was hairy under braking. But yeah, no, she's good. Definitely an improvement. Job done. Success. Now let's take these cars, get them cleaned up for next weekend.